Greetings! If you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. My name is Eric Moss. This is my daughter Aurora. I'm a motivational speaker and modern-day performing strongman. In this video, I fly down to Kansas City to present at the Grain Elevator and Processing Society Annual Conference. Come along for the ride. So, with the presentations that I do for associations and conventions and conferences and things like that, there's customization involved. And when I'm doing the customization, it starts with a discovery call. And the discovery call lets me know about the audience and what the themes of the conference, the goals of the conference, and that sort of thing. So that part is important. But equally as important, I believe, is customizing the feats of strength to be relevant to the audience so that they can really gravitate to it. So what that entails is a bit of research. Now, this presentation is for the Grain Elevator and Processing Society, which is according to their website, a network of global agriculture professionals, which means it's going to be a bit of rural things. So I plan to do horseshoes as well as industrial type things. So I'm going to be doing carriage bolts and other tools and stuff like that. But I also wanted to learn a bit about what they are because I'd never even heard of a grain elevator before. Basically, there's this whole industry around this thing that I've never heard of, and it's a chance for me to learn something new. So I did a bit of research on what a grain elevator is, and it's basically a facility designed to stockpile and store grain, kind of like a conveyor belt that brings it up vertically and to sort and store it. That is where Google and YouTube come in handy. So, knowing this, I customized the show to them. I already keep the human link handles, the chest expansion belt, the shackles, and the arm cuffs, depending on the size of the stage is what determines that, already kind of pre-packed in my travel bag that I send out for my strongman shows. Now it's time to pack the rest of the stuff. Board of wood and blanket for withstanding the blow of a sledgehammer. Chain, lock, 60-penny nail, horseshoe, frying pan, copy of my book available on Amazon, link in the description, 5/16 carriage bolt, deck of playing cards. I picked the blue ones because the GEAPS exchange logo is blue. Wrench, steel bar, hang on, and the 5/8 rebar. Here we are. Moss, M-O-S-S. All right. Well, that was a bust. I had gone to the FedEx a couple days ago with 6 days to arrive in time. And they had said that it's going to cost me $400 to get there by Monday when the gig is Tuesday. And even though I'm getting paid pretty decent for this, I'm unwilling to spend that. So I'm back to checking it on the plane, and I bought a new case to hold it all. So everything is repacked up. Let's see if we can get the case to close. All ready to go? All right, so I find myself with a little bit of time before my next personal training client, so I wanted to get some quick rehearsals in. About 20 minutes before she'll get here. That should give me plenty of time. So now that I've nailed down your attention, I want you to memorize this very simple equation. K minus A equals Z. Can anyone guess what K minus A equals Z represents? I'll tell you. K stands for knowledge. A stands for action. Knowledge without action equals Z. Z stands for 0. Knowledge without action equals 0. See, you guys attend this conference to gain knowledge. And yes, knowledge can be crucial to your career. It is important to keep learning and keep growing. But success isn't just about knowing what to do. It is about doing what you know. And if you take this knowledge from this conference and you bring it back home to your career, but you don't do anything with it, it's not going to get you anywhere. But if you take this knowledge that you gained at this conference and you put it into action and you put it with the other things that I'm going to be talking about today, you will be successful. Because I can tell you, here's what I know. You are capable of more. You are capable of success. And when you hear my story and what I've learned along the way, you'll know. I got to redo that part. Take 2. So now that I've nailed down your attention, I want you all to memorize this very simple equation. K minus A equals Z. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Does anybody know what K and A and Z represent? I'll tell you. K stands for knowledge. A stands for action. And Z equals 0. Knowledge without action equals 0. You see, you attend this conference to gain knowledge. And yes, knowledge is important for your career. It is important to keep learning and keep growing. But it's not just about gaining the knowledge. It's about applying the knowledge. It is not knowing what to do. It is doing what you know. And I'll tell you something that I know. I know that you're capable of more than you realize. I know that you are capable of success in your career. And when you apply the knowledge that you gain at this conference, utilizing the steps that I'm going to talk about today, you will be successful. You will know that you are capable of success. Take 3 or 4, I can't remember which. So now that I have nailed down your attention, let's talk about the equation that is up on the screen. K minus A equals Z. Does anybody know what K, A, and Z represent? Okay, I'll tell you. K represents knowledge. A represents action. And Z represents 0. K minus A equals Z. Knowledge without action equals 0. You see, you attend a conference like this to gain knowledge. And yes, gaining knowledge is important to do throughout your career. But it's not just about gaining the knowledge. It's about what you do with the knowledge. It's about applying it. It's not knowing what to do. It's doing what you know. You see, if you took the information of this conference and you went home and you did nothing with it, it's like you never attended at all. But if you take the knowledge that you gained at this conference and you back it with the superhuman secrets of success that I tell you about today, you'll be successful in your career. Every single one of us is capable of success. And when you hear my story, what I've learned along the way, you'll know that you are capable of success too. All right, one more trial run. So now that I've nailed down your attention, let's talk about the equation that's up on the screen. K minus A equals Z. Does anybody know what I'm talking about here? Does anybody know what K stands for? Or A or Z? I'll tell you. K stands for knowledge. A stands for action, and Z stands for zero. Knowledge without action equals zero. You see, you attend this conference to gain knowledge in your careers, and that's a good thing. That is a very good thing, but it's not going to be worth anything if it's not applied. See, when it comes to success in your career, it's not just about knowing what to do. It's about doing what you know. And here's something that I know. You're capable of more than you realize. Every single one of us is capable of success. And when you hear my story and some of the things I've learned along the way, you'll know that you're capable of success too. I think that one was pretty good. Let's do a little bit of sightseeing first. Checked out the space where I'm going to be performing tomorrow. Rested up a little bit, showered. Now I'm hungry. I hear that Kansas City is known for its burnt ends and barbecue. And my Uber on the way in was telling me about some cheesy corn side dish that is supposed to be outstanding. So that's going to be where I go. I'm going to be planning on taking a streetcar to get there.
I love it.
So it's the following morning. It is about 8:15 in the morning. Last night, I had some of the best barbecue I've ever had in my entire life. The burnt ends at Jack Stacks in Kansas City are off the hook. I ended up ordering 2 entrees. It was so good. But I got a pretty restful night's sleep. It's still a couple hours before the sound check. The sound check is at noon, and then the show itself is at 2. So I got a bit of time to kill. So I'm just going to go grab a cup of coffee, maybe respond to a couple emails, and just take care of whatever odds and ends I need to take care of before the show. Here we are. I just saw this. The superhuman secrets of success. I'm going to teach you to break the locks and chains that prevent you from reaching your true potential. Which brings me to my first set of feats and the reason that I'm dressed up like a character from 50 Shades of Grey. Now, the steel chain attached to my chest. Well, I gotta say, feels good to finally get that off my chest. He uses these things to hold up a 500-pound engine block from falling on top of him. This is a courage hold. He asks me, should I be worried? What I'm going to try to do is stick this pan through that by rolling it up first. I hardly ever do it this way, so I'm not even completely sure that this is going to work. It's going to be pretty tight, but we'll see. Yes, success! And that's how we roll. Supposed to call someone named Harry Nettles at this age. And what I'm going to attempt to do is take this nail and put it through this wooden board, hopefully popping the glue on the other side.
I'm hoping for the glue.
Hopefully it'll do it. And the only thing I'm going to use for touch screw is going to do a little shot back. It's a feat that I like to call a DIY vasectomy.
I'm way ahead of you.
Don't worry, I'm going to do it on YouTube. So now that I've nailed down your attention, let's get that equation on the screen. K minus A equals Z. Can anybody guess what this means? Nobody? I'll tell you. Let's put the next slide on. K stands for knowledge. And the next one. A stands for action. And the next one. Z equals 0. Knowledge without action equals 0. You see, one of the important things about this is you attend this conference to gain connections and knowledge. And yes, gaining knowledge is super, super, super important. But if you don't do anything with that knowledge, you've gotten no further than you were before. You see, when it comes to success, it's not just about knowing what to do. It's about doing what you know. And one of the things that I know is that you are capable of being successful. You, if you put the knowledge that you've gained at this event to immediate action, and you back it with the superhuman secrets of success, you'll be successful. And when you hear my story and the things that I've learned that allow me to do the things that I can do, you'll know for yourself that you are capable of more than you realize. And one of the classic feats of strength that he taught me was ripping a full deck of plastic-coated playing cards. In the beginning, I wasn't able to do a full deck, but I was able to do about half a deck. And the instructions that I was given is practice your ripping 1 week at a time, add 1 card. Just 1 card. 1 card doesn't seem like much, and it's not much, but over time, it adds up. And the difference between mediocrity and greatness can be achieved in small steps and small improvements. Because you might not notice it at first, but over time, all of those improvements add up. Over time, those incremental changes add up. Over time, all the cards add up to a full deck. And here's my favorite part. It's confetti. That's the secret of success, and that's my story. What happens next is up to you. Take action. Jeeps, you have been awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, one of the things that really resonated with me today is the stack of cards. When you described how initially you weren't able to tear apart the whole stack of cards, but over time you added, 1, 2, 3, got up to that whole stack of cards. I want to be able to bring that back to my team and show them and tell them how just taking little steps over time and adding up can get to that bigger goal. And that really resonated with me, and I would love to be able to take that back and share with my team members.
Eric Moss is extremely inspirational. His message will absolutely have an impact on you and your team's lives, so you should bring him into your organization today.
So now that it's all said and done, I wanted to give my after-action report. Yes, I got positive feedback, as you saw in the videos. I even got a standing ovation. However, I didn't think that I performed as well as I could have. I hold myself to an exceptionally high standard. And yeah, the feats themselves went like butter. But with the motivational speaking part, even though I got the message across as was indicative by the audience feedback, I don't think I did as well as I should have by my own exceptionally high standards. But I try to get it so that my presentation, even on an off day, is still going to be the best thing they've seen, still going to be the best thing that they've heard, and still hammers the point home. I just don't think I did it as well as I possibly should have. But one of the things I urge you is hold yourself to a higher standard than you do. Because when you hold yourself to a higher standard, you're going to get closer and closer to meeting it. And even when you don't quite meet it, you want to be so good that your valley is going to be better than most people's peaks. You want to get it so that your off days are still going to be the best thing that they've ever seen and heard. But anyways, that is it for today. I thank you for sticking around this long. If you like this video, please let me know by hitting that like button. If you want to see more of this sort of thing, subscribe to the channel. If there's anyone that you think should see this, please share it with them. If you have questions, drop me a comment below, and I'll try to get back to you with your own video. But in the meantime, please stay happy, healthy, and strong. Eric Moss, over and out.